Welcome to Dead Man's Drink. Of course. I escaped fighting in Cyrodiil, only to have it track me down again in Skyrim. Thank you. Here, this is for you. I'll show you to your room. Right this way.
Yes?
Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Short bones. Handsome man in bulky. Need something.
Well, I wouldn't complain if we could string together a few sunny days now and then.
Excuse me, sir. I don't normally do this, but, have you got a moment to talk? Excuse me, sir. I don't normally do this, but, have you got a moment to talk? Flirt? No, that wasn't my intention. Not at all. I just meant I have a proposition for you. No, not that kind of proposition. I meant I'd like to do business with you. Not like that. Can we start again? Oh, thank the divines. Right, let's have another go. My name is Lucian Flavius. I'm a scientist, philosopher, amateur wizard, and something of a musician, though I suppose that's more of a hobby. I couldn't help noticing that you seem... how can I put this? Well acquainted with the less savoury side of Skyrim? As a matter of fact, I do. I'm here in Skyrim on an expedition, academic mainly. I find the province simply fascinating. The flora, the fauna, the ruins, both Dwemer and Nordic, the architecture, the politics. Trouble is, I'm really not much of a fighter. I know a few spells and can just about swing a sword, but beyond that, I'm pretty useless in combat. Skyrim's no place for a milk drinker like me. Not on my own, anyway. So, I'm looking for someone to travel with. Oh, certainly not. All I'm asking is for you to let me tag along. I'm of course willing to compensate you most handsomely for putting up with me. Oh, shall we say 300 septims up front? After that, I'll top you up every time we come across something useful to my research. At your discretion, of course. No obligations, save that you take me with you, and assist in keeping me alive wherever possible. Oh, splendid. Here's your gold. This is going to be quite the adventure. It's a pleasure to meet you. Lead on.
Is there something I can do for you?
Did you know Falkreath used to be a part of Cyrodiil? If it was as dreary then as it is now, I'm not surprised we let the place go. You look haunted somehow, as though you've seen something terrible. Tell me, please, what did you see? A dragon? You saw an actual living dragon? But that's impossible, surely. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to question your reliability. If you say you saw a dragon, then who am I to doubt you? But don't you think if a dragon destroyed Helgen, that the people nearby should be warned? Isn't there a village right on its doorstep? Riverwood, I think it's called. Then what are we waiting for? Those people are counting on us.
Nobody believes me, but I tell you, I saw a dragon. Hello.
Are you listening?
Hard not to.
The ale is going bad. We need to get in the batch. Did you hear me?
Yep, ale's going bad.
I guess you don't have potatoes in your ears after all. Just make sure we get a fresh batch in soon.
Come on in. Just stoke the fire. Take a seat and get the cold out. We got rooms and food. Drink, too. I cook. Ain't much else to tell. Looking to blow yourself up? I hear that's what magic does to you. There's a college in Winterhold that teaches magic, unless that blew up too. Be a lot safer just to have the Jarl's wizard teach you a thing or two. Mm-hmm.
You're that visitor been poking around. I'm the innkeeper. It's my business to keep track of strangers. They say a dragon attacked Helgen. Sounds like hogwash to me.
We really should warn the Jarl of Whiterun about what happened to Helgen. People are in danger. Hit me! Not literally. Now that you mention it, I suppose there is. Somewhere here in Skyrim, there's a Dwemer ruin called Doomsbathar. I came across a text referring to it in my last few months at the Arcane University. Dwemerus is a fiddly language. Often the same words can have multiple meanings, but I'm fairly sure it translates loosely to bound ghosts. It piqued my curiosity. The use of soul gems in Dwemer automatons is well documented, but no one really knows much about their purpose or function. I thought perhaps this place of bound ghosts might be something to do with that, so I did some more research, but I just can't find the location. My father's looking into it for me while I'm here on my expedition. If he finds anything, he's going to let me know.
What can I do for you? Huh? Of course. It can't be helped. I'd better get going.
Did you want to talk? Hello there. Gotta get him new green tunic, pointy hat, master sword. Where is that file? Ugh, that is the last time I'm riding the chocobo. Damn thing messed my files up. Or did I leave them on the airship? Wait, that can't be. Oh, hello. Phew, thank God you're not a small fairy. Yeah, don't mind that. Wait, you're the Dragonborn, right? Oh, shoot, didn't reach that point yet, shoot. That's okay. It'll be remedied later anyways. So, could I follow you for a while? It would make my recording so much more, your adventures so much more easier. And fun. Can't promise the first part, though. My name is, Recorder. Yeah, Recorder. No, it's not. But I can't really tell you my name. That would be going against protocol and... it's complicated. But for now, you can just call me Recorder. Or Record, for short. Nice to meet you, Dragonborn. I'm sure we'll have lots of fun stories to tell when this is all over. Alright, introduction's done. So, let's get to adventuring. How much farther do we have to run? I should have worked on my cardio. You won't be stopping the Dragonborn. Not while I breathe. Die!
Well, you're certainly a big old chap, aren't you? I don't suppose you'd like to sit down and work this out over a cup of tea.
You ever heard of the bandit who challenged the desert? That's because not one of you lived to tell it.
But I was just wondering. Not right.
All right, time for some action. Put it to people. Help me! Help me! Are you here to save me? Please get me home.
As you wish. Just don't forget about me.
Please tell her, Erandur.
Listen to your friend, Fuki. They are just dreams, my dear. I assure you that it is quite normal.
Out with it.
It's the same dream over and over again. You think that's
You've done
normal?
well.
It's evil, I tell you.
Erandur, she has a point.
Thanks a lot.
No harm will follow these dreams, but they must be an omen.
Yes? Sure. Cyrodiil, though I suppose you could probably guess that. I grew up in the Imperial City, mostly with my nose in a book. My family own a small amount of property there, and they always encouraged me to pursue my interests. Namely, knowledge, in all its forms. I spent some time at the Arcane University, a couple of years at the archives of White Gold Tower, and I've studied at every academy in the city. But no amount of academic knowledge can compare to some practical experience. I'm done reading about the world. Now I want to see it. Oh, the Flaviuses are firmly rooted in the Imperial City. We've always had a strong sense of home. We're a tight-knit bunch, and we get on rather well most of the time. They worry, though, particularly about me. Gave them quite a shock when I told them about this expedition. Davidicus is his name. He's an academic like me, always up to his elbows in old scrolls. He does a lot of consultancy work for the Imperial government, hunts down relics for them, that sort of thing. I'd be lying if I said we always saw eye to eye, but I owe a lot to him, and he's very dear to me. Captain Lyra of the Imperial Legion. She and I couldn't be more different, but she's always supported me in everything I've done. She fought against the Thalmor in the Great War. In fact, she was there for Lord Narafin's defeat at the Battle of the Red Ring. She retired to marry my father and raise me. But despite her career, she never tried to force me onto the same path. By the time I was old enough to hold a book, it was clear I was going to follow my father into the academic world. And she was delighted for me. I write to her fairly regularly. My father too. And while she worries, I think she's proud of me for doing this. I hope so, anyway. No. I was the proverbial apple of my parents' proverbial eyes. And yes, they spoiled me rotten. Sometimes I wonder what it would have been like to have had a brother or a sister. But then I wouldn't be quite who I am today. So I can't complain. Alright then. Bye for now.
How's it going? We can always talk. What's up? civil war rampaging between Stormcloaks and Imperials, the Thalmor still being a jerk in every way possible, Alduin devouring everything. Wow, so many options of chaos! Step right up and take your pick, ladies and gentlemen of Skyrim. You really got your work cut out for you as the Dragonborn, huh? Right. With the land divided, nothing can get done, really. Civil wars are always a tricky business, though. Never a black and white situation. Now, which side is right? I think the very question is wrong. There is no right. Well, unless there's one side that flat out claims, hey, I want to destroy this nation because of no reason at all, I just want to. Then there's a problem. I've just seen too many times of two nations, countries, cities, two of anything fighting for their cause, saying they're right. Only sure thing I've ever seen is that there are thousands of people who end up dead because of it. Now that, I don't believe is right. You know what would be nice? Fences. One too many times I went the wrong way. I mean, it has a similar look to the road. How was I supposed to know?
Winterhold must have been beautiful back in its day. I wish I'd been around to see it.
Cross the bridge at your own peril. The way is dangerous, and the gate will not open. You shall not gain entry. I am here to assist those seeking the wisdom of the college. And if, in the process, my presence helps to deter those who might seek to do harm, so be it. The more important question is, why are you here? Perhaps. But what is it you expect to find within? Huh. Humor is often in short supply here. But I sense that perhaps you're after more than just that. It would seem that the college has what you seek. The question now is, what can you offer the college? Not just anyone is allowed inside. Those wishing to enter must show some degree of skill with magic. A small test, if you will. Excellent. A standard spell for one skilled in destruction magic is the Firebolt. Casting one at the seal on the ground here would be sufficient. No? Well, if you think you're capable of it, then I'd be happy to provide it to you for a mere 30 gold. Or you can try your luck with one of the court wizards around Skyrim. They also sell spells. Here you are. Now I'm anxious to see you cast it. No matter what, the college will endure. Well done indeed. I think you'll be a superb addition to the college. Welcome. I'll lead you across the bridge. Once you're inside, you'll want to speak with Mirabelle Irvine, our master wizard. Please, follow me.
Well, in spite of the farce that was that entrance exam, this place is definitely worth seeing. Let's go and get that tour.
Welcome to the college. Another new student. I'm surprised at how many of you there are lately. Well, first you'll need these. While you're not required to wear them, you may find them more to your liking than your current clothes. I'll give you a brief tour, and then we'll get you to your first class. Are you ready to begin? Wonderful. Please follow me, and don't wander off.
What's
College
that?
of Winterhold has been a fixture in Skyrim for thousands of years.
We're having a lesson?
Welcome.
Already?
Welcome. We were just
How
beginning.
exciting!
Please, stay and listen. So, as I was saying, the first thing to understand is that magic is, by its very nature, volatile and dangerous. Unless you can control it, it can and will destroy you.
Sir, I think we all understand that fairly well. We wouldn't be here if we couldn't control magic.
Of course, my dear, of course. You all certainly possess some inherent natural ability. That much is not being questioned. What I'm talking about is true control, mastery of magic. It takes years, if not decades, of practice and study.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get started.
Please, please. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Eagerness must be tempered with caution, or else disaster is inevitable.
But we've only just arrived here. You've no idea what any of us are capable of. Why not give us a chance to show you what we can do?
You've been quiet so far. What do you think we should do? Not going to weigh in either way? I admire your restraint, but there are times when you must make decisions, even without all the facts. Rely on instinct.
We're all pretty new at this, right? Let's just give it a chance. What's the worst that could happen?
All right, let's settle down. I suppose we can try something practical. In continuing with our theme of safety, we'll start with wards. Wards are protective spells that block magic. I'll teach you all a ward, and we'll see if you can successfully use it to block spells, all right? Would you mind helping me with a demonstration? Are you at all familiar with ward spells? That's all right. I can teach you a very basic ward, one that's enough for the purposes of this lesson. Now, if you'll just stand right over there, I'll cast a spell at you, and you block it with the ward. Here we go. Over there, please, just opposite me. Wouldn't want anyone else in the way. Now, cast the ward spell, and keep it up. Hold still. Excellent work. Well, I think this is an excellent start. I'd like you all to continue practicing with wards, please. I think perhaps we're ready to begin exploring some of the various applications of magic throughout history. The college has undertaken a fascinating excavation in the ruins of Sarthal nearby. It's an excellent learning opportunity. I suggest we meet there in a few hours and see what awaits us inside. That's all for now. Thank you.
I have to say, I wasn't expecting to explore a Nordic ruin so soon after joining the college. Let's get to Sarthal as soon as possible.
College is a bit of an oddity in Skyrim. Magic isn't something that's looked upon fondly here.
Skyrim could not be more different from elsewhere. But magic is the same no matter where you go. You are new, yes? Have you mastered the expert-level destruction spells yet? Is it? This is disappointing. Jezargo hoped there might be one who could keep pace with his accomplishments. There is much for Jezargo to be sure of. There is skill in magic, there is charm, and there is a strong will. Jezargo will be successful. Of this there is no doubt. Oh, but you are wrong. The only reason you could disagree is because you are losing so badly you cannot see it. All right, then.
I'd love to learn that ward spell Tolfto was teaching us about. If you've got a copy of the spell tome, I could see. My favorite color is blue. Oh, something else. So many things. The culture, the architecture, but most of all, the enormous Dwemer presence here. The technology the dwarves possessed all those years ago is miles beyond us, even today. The chance to study it in person, I just couldn't resist. Recorder seems... well, she's a bit... no, I'm sorry, she's weird. She's really weird. Ah, yes. Just something I've been thinking about lately. Look, I know I'm not very good at practical things. You know, combat. I rely on you to win our battles, and I shouldn't. So I suppose I was wondering, do you think you could train me? Fantastic! Can't wait to get cracking.
And here we all are. Shall we step inside? Good to see Skyrim still has such fine people. You give an old man hope. Anything at all that might be of interest. That's why I adore this location. We have no idea what we're going to find. And if along the way my message about the dangers of magic should happen to sink in for a few students, that would be a happy coincidence. All right. Please stay close to me while we're inside. It should be safe, but it's always better to be cautious.
I'm not so sure we should be here.
Sawthall was one of the earliest Nord settlements of Skyrim. It was also the largest. Sacked by the elves in the infamous Night of Tears, not much is known about what happened to Sawthall.
Who knows what we might find in here?
An opportunity for us to be able to study such an early civilization and the magic.
You know, there might be gold somewhere in here.
Well now, would you look at that? I never imagined we'd find something like this.
Just look at that!
Why is
Fascinating!
it
So
within Sawthall?
deeply fascinating!
Is someone there? Nothing seems to work. Keep it simple. I'll try to drain some of its power.
Phew. Wasn't sure which way that was going to go.
I'm not the only one seeing this. Boy, this is utterly unique. Be prepared to defend yourself. I have no idea. This is amazing. Absolutely amazing. The Archmage needs to be informed immediately. He needs to see this for himself. I don't dare leave this unattended. Can you return to the college and inform Savos Aran of this discovery? Please, hurry.
We really should warn the Jarl of Whiterun about what happened to Helgen. People are in danger. Oh, I'd have thought that was obvious. It's a big floaty glowing rock. If you want more than that, I'm afraid I have to disappoint you. For once in my life, I'm completely and totally stumped. Isn't that exciting? Do you think I'm technically a student here too? I mean, no one seems to be questioning my presence. Let's go.
What you learn here will last you a lifetime. Several, if you're talented. You are relatively new here, are you not? I have noticed you, but we have not spoken. Then allow me to introduce myself. I am Savos Arin, Archmage of the College of Winterhold. I am quite content to see nearly any aspect of magic explored and investigated here. But I do not and will not approve of any research or experiments that cause purposeful harm to your fellow members of the college. Are we clear? Please don't tell me that another one of the apprentices has been incinerated. I have enough to deal with right now. Very well. I trust that you wouldn't be here were it not significant. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Tolfdir normally looks after your little group, yes? Since he's apparently occupied, and I will need to see this discovery for myself, I think perhaps you should begin researching the subject. Speak with Urag in the Arcanium. See if he's aware of anything that matches your discovery. And good work. The next time you find yourself exploring Nordic ruins, perhaps this will be helpful. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Did you want to talk? Oh no. Oh no, no, no! You've got to be kidding me. I can't find some of my initial files. I could have sworn I had them filed securely. This isn't good. I can't even smudge over these lost files. The Academy will have my head for this. You would do that? Really? Oh, thank you so much, Dragonborn. I'll buy you drinks, sweet rolls, anything. Oh, I owe you big time for this. Okay, let's see. Thankfully, I just lost the first 5 files of my recordings, and I kind of remember where those 5 recordings took place. The first one should be somewhere near when I first arrived to Skyrim, which was in Winterhold. I'm ready whenever you are. And we're off once more.
It is difficult to admit, but Jezargo could still use some help. Jezargo has seen that Tolfdir likes you. You must be very skilled with magic, yes? Jezargo is working hard, but cannot do it alone. Can you help with this?
So very heroic, giving no regard.
Jezargo has worked hard on learning new spells, trying new things. This will make Jezargo stand out as a mage. But Jezargo works so hard, there is no time to test these new spells. If you help with the testing, this will make learning easier. Jezargo will give you scrolls. You will use them and report the results. This is a good plan, no? You tell Jezargo when you are ready. Ha! You can't resist, can you? Let's see. This one, I think. Jezargo has designed it to be an excellent flame cloak, with a twist. It is especially potent against the undead, and should burn them to a crisp in no time. Jezargo gives you plenty of these scrolls, so you try them and return when you can say whether they work. Jezargo awaits word of how well his scrolls work.
You would? Now? All right then. Where shall we start? This sounds painful. But go on. Is this really necessary? It seems like only yesterday I left home, but I already feel like quite the adventurer. Thank you, my friend, for keeping me alive. Certainly. Spells it is.
I've been looking for you. Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only. Let's see. Looks like that's it. Got to go. Hi! Uh-oh? Perhaps the courier gave it to you by mistake. Let me see. Ooh, marvelous. It's from my father. Do you remember I said he was looking into Doomsbathar for me? It seems he's had some success. He's found me its location. Turns out we were completely wrong when we guessed it was in Skyrim. It's actually on Solstheim. Not only that, but he's also sent me the key. Can we go? Oh, please say we can go. I suppose you're right. Perhaps when some of our other concerns are a bit less pressing? I'll be right here.
Oh, sweet one, sleep well tonight. This world will wear you down. Take rest in this lullaby, and in my arms I'll hold you tight. When hardships never seem to die, in flames and still they cry. Remember this lullaby, and a brighter tomorrow you'll find.
Don't be so sure of that. We've intercepted couriers from Solitude. The Empire's putting a great deal of pressure on Whiterun.
And what would you have me do?
If he's not with us, he's against us.
He knows that. They all know that.
How long are you going to wait?
You think I need to send Bolgraf a stronger message?
If by message you mean shoving a sword through his gullet.
Taking his city and leaving him in disgrace would make a more powerful statement, don't you think?
So we're ready to start this war in earnest then?
Soon.
I still say you should take them all out like you did dead King Torrig.
Torrig was merely a message to the other Jarls. Whoever we replace them with will need the support of our armies.
We're ready when you are.
Things hinge on Whiterun. If we can take the city without bloodshed, all the better. But if not...
The people are behind you.
Many, I fear, still need convincing.
Then let them die with their false kings.
We've been soldiers a long time. We know the price of freedom. But people are still weighing things in their hearts.
What's left of Skyrim to wager?
They have families to think of.
How many of their sons and daughters follow your banner? We are their families.
Well put, friend. Tell me, Galmar, why do you fight for me?
I'd follow you into the depths of oblivion. You know that.
Yes, but why do you fight? If not for me, what then?
I'll die before elves dictate the fates of men. Are we not one in this?
I fight for the men I've held in my arms, dying on foreign soil. I fight for their wives and children whose names I heard whispered in their last breath. I fight for we few who did come home, only to find our country full of strangers wearing familiar faces. I fight for my people, impoverished to pay the debts of an empire too weak to rule them, yet brands them criminals for wanting to rule themselves. I fight so that all the fighting I've already done hasn't been for nothing. I fight because I must.
Your words give voice to what we all feel, Ulfric. And that's why you will be High King. But the day words are enough will be the day when soldiers like us are no longer needed.
I would gladly retire from the world, were such a day to dawn.
Aye, but in the meantime, we have a war to plan.
Only the foolish or the courageous approach a Jarl without summons. Do I know you? Is that so? Yes. You were with us at Helgen. Destined for the chopping block, if I'm not mistaken. Railof's alive. I hope that's true. He's a damn good man, but he hasn't returned yet. So I'll need to wait for his account. For now, speak with Galmar. I'm always looking for able fighters. Not everyone can say they made it out of Helgen. Seems we're all branded villains these days. So long as your criminal past stays in the past, and you fight for me with honor and integrity, we'll welcome you into our ranks.
I do swear my blood and honor to the service of Ulfric Stormcloak, Jarl of Windhelm and true High King of Skyrim. As Talos is my witness, may this oath bind me to death and beyond. Even to my lord, as to my fellow brothers and sisters in arms. All hail the Stormcloaks, the true sons and daughters of Skyrim. Now you're one of us, which means you get to tag along on a little trip with me. Oh, and here. You're a Stormcloak now. You ought to look the part. I have found the final resting place of the Jagged Crown. Can you believe it? Well, I'm almost certain. We're headed to Corvinjune, but if old King Borgus is indeed buried there, we're bound to run into trouble of some kind. Your fellow Stormcloaks are already assembling outside the tomb. I'll meet you there as soon as I'm finished up here.
Sorry, I keep meaning to give you this, since this arrangement seems to be working out all right for us so far. Oh, it's a Dwemer resonance sphere. Just something my father gave to me before I left home for when I found myself someone to travel with. When activated, it resonates with its twin, which I'll always keep on my person. That way, if we're ever separated, all you have to do is give it a rub, and we'll be able to find each other, no matter how far apart we are.
Come and see what
Handy, right? Don't mention it. I mean, hopefully we won't have to use it very often. I'll stick to you like oh, I don't know, something sticky. Yep, that's what I'll do.
Hail, Ilfield.
Hail, Galmar. Ha! I knew you'd join up. Great news. We'll take back Skyrim together, eh? I'm glad I'll have you beside me in there. This place chills my blood, and I don't care who knows it. These old ruins. My father always told me to stay away from them. Good advice, I'd say. But never mind all that. We've got a job to do, and nothing's going to stand in our way.
What's the situation?
Cold as the inside of an ice wraith. That and some Imperials are camped out around the entrance. Stay nice and warm around their fires.
Imperials? Well, if they're keeping themselves comfortable, let's slip in and send them to their graves that way. What's the Legion doing here? Damn Imperial spies! Well, should be fun for us at least. They don't seem to know we're here yet. Ready to spill some Imperial blood for Skyrim? That's what I like to hear. Listen up. Those Imperials aren't here by coincidence. Their spies must have found out we know about the crown, and they don't want us to have it. But they won't stand in our way. I know some of you are ex-Legion, and may know men on the other side. But remember this, they are the enemy now, and they will not hesitate to kill you. Keep your wits about you, and watch your shield brothers back. Ulfric Stormcloak is counting on us to bring him back that crown, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Follow me, quickly and quietly. And wipe their guts on the ground before they even know we're here.
That's all you got?
Greta, Engar, stay and guard the entrance. We don't want any Imperial reinforcements taking us by surprise. The rest of you lot are with me. The Hall of Stories. We must be getting close now.
Oh, I've heard of this. They say these walls show the history of the ancients who built this place.
Too bad we can't read these carvings. Who knows what secrets we'd uncover?
One thing at a time. We are here for the crown. Any of these carvings show a crown?
How's your sense of navigation? Because I'm not entirely sure I can remember the way out.
Looks like this is as far as the Imperials got. Even if one of these pictures tells us where the crown is, I'm betting we're going to have to find a way through that door. See what you can figure out, Unblooded. I'm going to check out these carvings over here. Let me know if you find something. That looks like some kind of claw from a statue. I wonder what it's used for. job. All right, everyone. Keep your guard up. Don't tell him what you'll find out here. Crown must be around here somewhere. Spread out and keep your eyes open.
Hey, I found the crown over here on this corpse. Is this the one we're looking for?
Look out! Damn dustman! Stay there!
Cross me. All right, get the crown off that drogger. Get to Windhelm with the crown as quick as you can. Tell Ulrich he owes me a drink. We'll stick around here for a while and see if we can find anything else useful.
The Stormcloaks are finding victory across the land. We should take Yarmarch. It'll be an important pressure point on the Imperials. We'd be within spitting distance of the capital. Damn him. That old bear was right. Did you run into any trouble? Damn it. What were they doing there? Imperial spies are everywhere. Never forget that. I trust you gave them a flash. Now then, I'm glad you're here. I have a message I need delivered to the Jarl of Whiterun. Deliver this axe to Balgraf the Greater. Men who understand each other often have no need for words. There are but a few simple truths behind one warrior giving another his axe. Balgraf will know my meaning. Keep your wits about you. The Jarl of Whiterun is known for his temper.
Eastmere, it's true. A jester, funny suit and all. Just north, by the Lauria's farm. Fool had a coffin in a cart with a broken wheel. Like to see him laugh his way out of that.
Well, sounds like you've had quite the journey, Uthgar. But you were gone longer than usual. I got to thinking maybe you weren't coming back.
You sound like my ma. Figured I was lying dead in a field somewhere. Is that it?
Halt! City's closed with the dragons about. Official business only. Riverwood's in danger too. You better go on in. You'll find the Jarl in Dragon's Reach, at the top of the hill.
We'll pay whatever it takes, but we must have more swords for the Imperial soldiers.
I just can't fill an order that size on my own. Why don't you swallow that stubborn pride of yours and ask Yorland Greymane for help?
I'd sooner bend my knee to Ulfric's Stormcloak. Besides, Greymane would never make steel for the Legion.
Have it your way. I'll take the job, but don't expect a miracle.
What's on your mind? What's next?
Is there something I can do for you?
Dragons I can handle. But this talk of dragons, well gone mad, I say.
Here we are, Dragon's Reach. Spectacular, isn't it? Let's go chat to the man in the big fancy chair.
If the news from Helgen is true, well, there's no telling what it means.
What would you have me do then?
What's
Nothing?
the meaning of this interruption?
My lord,
Jarl
please.
Balgrup is not
This is
receiving
no time for
visitors.
rash action. I just think we need more information before we act. I just...
You'd better speak to the Jarl then.
Who's this then? Well, I trust you have something vitally important to tell me. Important enough to interrupt me in the middle of council? And I'm sure he told you it was urgent. Well, he's not the only Jarl in Skyrim with problems to deal with. Whatever it is, it will have to wait until after I finish dealing with this dragon situation. Gerda owns the lumber mill, if I'm not mistaken. Pillar of the community, not prone to flights of fancy. And you're sure Helgen was destroyed by a dragon? This wasn't some Stormcloak raid gone wrong? By Ysmir, Irileth was right. What do you say now, Proventus? Shall we continue to trust in the strength of our walls against the dragon?
My lord. we
Need
should send
something?
troops to Riverwood at once. It's in the most immediate danger. If
The
that
Jarl of
dragon is
Falkreath
lurking in the
will view
mountains.
that as a provocation. He'll assume we're preparing to join Ulfric's side and attack him. We should
Enough!
not...
I'll not stand idly by while the dragon burns my hold and slaughters my people. Irileth, send a detachment to Riverwood at once.
Yes, my Jarl.
If you'll excuse me, I'll return to my duties.
That would be best. Well done. You sought me out on your own initiative. You've done Whiterun a service. I won't forget it. Here, take this as a small token of my esteem. There is another thing you could do for me. Suitable for someone of your particular talents, perhaps. Come, let's go find Farengar, my court wizard. He's been looking into a matter related to these dragons and rumors of dragons.
This is so exciting! We're off to explore a genuine Nordic ruin. There'll be so much to study, so much to record. What fun! So long as the place isn't full of zombies, of course. But then, what are the chances of that? Let's go. Good to see you. What would you like to know? Absolutely not. I've tried. Divines know I've tried, but I just can't get the knack. Every single horse I've ever tried to ride just throws me off. Or maybe I just fall off. The point is, I can't ride. Maybe one day I'll learn, but today is sadly not that day. Alright then.
Yeah? Yes?
This city's put up with a raging dragon, 2 Daedric invasions, the Alliance
Suppose
War,
so.
an army of
Got one all
Frosthold,
settled
and
if you've got the coin.
And it's still here.
You've got a deal. It's the one with the saddle. Ride strong.
What? Where am I? My head. Oh, it's you! I mean, what? No, I've never seen you before. I have no idea who you are. It's not like I've been stalking you or anything. Wait! Don't leave. I'm injured. Yes, injured. You have to take me with you. Otherwise I might die, and you wouldn't want that on your conscience. Yeah, well, that's because... Okay, fine. If you take me with you, I will make it worth your while. You won't find anyone tougher than me in Skyrim. Not to mention as good looking. What you really mean is that you don't like competition? Anyway, fine. I get it. People do get a little jealous of me, but I've come to accept it. If you change your mind, come and find me. Let me guess. You want to talk? You came back for me? I mean, of course you did. So the Jarl wants you to go to Bleak Falls Barrow to retrieve some ancient artifact? Sounds like my kind of adventure. Although I'm a little worried about the Draugr. I doubt my feminine beauty is going to cut it with those guys. I doubt they even have any... You know, the difference between a man and a woman. Oh no, not the orc. You can't even talk to that guy without getting a lecture.
Aye.
Keep it down, will you? We're supposed to be stealthy, remember? Yes. Do you have something to say? What would you like to talk about?
Do you think we stay dead? Perhaps best not to think about it.
I'm feeling a little bit naughty. Do you want to go and do something we might regret? Oh, no, I think you misunderstood. I meant as in getting into mischief, not the other kind of naughty. Although that would also be. No, I think I'll just leave it at that. Let's not hang around then.
Sophia's a rather forward girl, isn't she?
Is that you, Haknir? Bjorn? Soline? I know I ran ahead, but I need help. Not again! Help! Get it away from me! Get it away! Help me out of here! Help me out of here! Don't leave me for Arcade's sake! You, over here! You did it, you killed it. Now cut me down before anything else shows up. Yes, the claw. I know how it works. The claw, the markings, the door in the Hall of Stories. I know how they all fit together. Help me down and I'll show you. You won't believe the power the Nords have hidden there. Does it look like I can move? You have to cut me down first. It's coming loose. I can feel it. You fool. Why should I share the treasure with anyone?
I'm all ears. Well, not literally, of course. I rather enjoyed a little chat. Do you have something to say? I'll just sit here, like a good doggy.
Good afternoon. Sir, yes, sir. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. What's on your mind? You do know where you're going, don't you? How are you doing? Lead the way. Would you awfully mind if I take a look? The Dragonstone, I mean. Oh, thank you. Yes, this is fascinating. Fascinating! It looks like a map of some description, and here, on the reverse, some kind of text. I'm uncertain of the language, but it looks old. Very old. Perhaps Farengar can tell us more. Let's keep moving. Just carefully, all right?
Yes, I'm listening. Well, I have nothing better to do, I suppose.
These flame cloak scrolls were horribly made, and we should tell Jazargo that.
Do you get to the Cloud District very often? Oh, what am I saying? Of course you don't.
You should go to the temple and see a healer right away. It can't be healthy having your head stuck so far up your own backside.
I'll teach you to talk to me that way.
You see? The terminology is clearly First Era or even earlier. I'm convinced this is a copy of a much older text. Perhaps dating to just after the Dragon War. If so, I could use this to cross-reference the names with other later texts.
Good. I'm glad you're making progress. My employers are anxious to have some tangible answers.
Oh, the Dragon Stone of Bleak Falls Barrow. Seems you are a cut above the usual brutes the Jarl sends my way. You'll have to see the Jarl about that, maybe his steward Avenici. I'm sure one of them will pay you appropriately. My associate here will be pleased to see your handiwork. She discovered its location by means she has so far declined to share with me. So your information was correct after all. And we have our friend here to thank for recovering it for us.
You went into Bleak Falls Barrow and got that? Nice work. Just send me a copy when you've deciphered it.
Farengar, you need to come at once. A dragon's been sighted nearby. You should come too.
A dragon? How exciting. Where was it seen? What was it doing?
I'd take this a bit more seriously if I were you. If a dragon decides to attack Whiterun, I don't know if we can stop it. Let's go.
What can I do for you?
Irileth tells me you came from the Western Watchtower?
Yes, my lord.
Tell him what you told me about the dragon.
Oh, that's right. We saw it coming from the south. It was fast. Faster than anything I've ever seen.
What did it do? Is it attacking the Watchtower?
No, my lord. It was just circling overhead when I left. I never ran so fast in my life. I thought it would come after me, for sure.
Good work, son. We'll take it from here. Head down to the barracks for some food and rest. You've earned it. Irileth, you'd better gather some guardsmen and get down there.
I've already ordered my men to muster near the main gate.
Good. Don't fail me. There's no time to stand on ceremony, my friend. I need your help again. I want you to go with Irileth and help her fight this dragon. You survived Helgen, so you have more experience with dragons than anyone else here. But I haven't forgotten the service you did for me in retrieving the Dragon Stone for Farengar. As a token of my esteem, I have instructed Avenici that you are now permitted to purchase property in the city. And please, accept this gift from my personal armory.
I should come along. I would very much like to see this dragon.
No, I can't afford to risk both of you. I need you here working on ways to defend the city against these dragons.
As you command.
One last thing, Irileth. This isn't a death or glory mission. I need to know what we're dealing with.
Don't worry, my lord. I'm the very soul of caution.
Did I just hear correctly? The Jarl wants you to go and fight a dragon. Please tell me you're not actually considering it. Not that I'm scared, of course.
I must admit I'm a little anxious about the idea of confronting a live dragon in battle. I mean, it's exciting. I'll get to see something hardly anyone else in Tamriel has ever laid eyes on. But equally, it might roast us alive. If you say so, boss. I hope you're right.
Yes, I'm listening. Sure. What's on your mind? Well, I was feeling pretty lonely till you came along, but I'm so glad you did. I'm glad that's sorted.
No signs of any dragon right now. It sure looks like he's been... I know it looks bad. But we've got to figure out what happened. If that dragon is still skulking around somewhere. Spread out and look for survivors. We need to know what we're doing.
Yeah?
No, get back. It's still here somewhere. Corky and Tor just got grabbed when they tried to make a run for it.
God, what happened to him? Where's this dragon? Quickly now!
I don't know. Here, let's save us. Here he comes again.
Here he comes! Find cover and make every arrow count!
I wonder why the Dunmer are called Dark Elves. It makes them sound really evil.
Come on, guide me!
Believe it.
We killed the
You're
dragon.
Dragon
Go
Ball.
team us. Yep. Go us.
In the very oldest tales, back from when there were still dragons in Skyrim, the Dragonborn would slay dragons and steal their power. That's what you did, isn't it? absorb the dragon's power. There's only one way to find out. Try to shout. That would prove it. According to the old legends, only the Dragonborn can shout without training, the way the dragons do.
Dragonborn? What are you talking about?
I can't believe it. You actually killed a dragon. And you absorbed its soul? This day just keeps getting better. Just wait till I tell people that it's you.
You better get back to Whiterun right away.
Of course you helped out a bit. I'm only joking. Although you couldn't have done it without me.
What do you say, you left? Being awfully quiet.
There's that smell you get when it rains. What's it called? It's something. It'll come back to me.
Piece of literature. I've heard it's quite intellectually stimulating. Actually, I just heard it was stimulating.
You killed the dragon.
All we ask is to look for her.
There has been talk amongst the gods that you are Dragonborn. But such a thing, surely that's not possible.
You better believe it. Now bow down to the mighty power of the Dragonborn.
They say the college has been snooping around Skyrim.
You there, mages. We're looking for someone in Whiterun, and we'll pay good money for information.
You're finally here. The Jarl's been waiting for you.
You heard the summons. What else could it mean? The Greybeards.
We were just talking about you. My brother needs a word with you.
So what happened at the watchtower? Was the dragon there? I knew I could count on Irileth, but there must be more to it than that. Dragonborn? What do you know about the Dragonborn? Not just the men. The Greybeards seem to think the same thing. Masters of the Way of the Voice. They live in seclusion high on the slopes of the throat of the world. The Dragonborn is said to be uniquely gifted in the voice. The ability to focus your vital essence into a thum or shout. If you really are Dragonborn, they can teach you how to use your gift.
Didn't you hear the thundering sound as you returned to Whiterun? That was the voice of the Greybeards, summoning you to High Hrothgar. This hasn't happened in centuries, at least. Not since Tiber Septim himself was summoned when he was still Talos of Atmor.
Runga, calm yourself. What does any of this Nord nonsense have to do with our friend here? Capable as he may be, I don't see any signs of him being this, Dragonborn.
Lord, nonsense. Why, you puffed up ignorant. These are our sacred traditions that go back to the founding of the First Empire.
Rongar, don't be so hard on our nation.
I meant no disrespect, of course.
You've done a great service for me and my city, Dragonborn. By my right as Jarl, I name you Thane of Whiterun. It's the greatest honor that's within my power to grant. I assign you Lydia as a personal housecarl, and this weapon from my armory to serve as your badge of office. I'll also notify my guards of your new title. Wouldn't want them to think you're part of the common rabble, now would we? We are honored to have you as Thane of our city, Dragonborn.
It's just that, what do these graybeards want with him?
So you're Thane now,
That's the
huh?
Greybeard's business.
Well, don't think so.
Not
Fancy title
ours.
is going to make me your servant.
Whatever happened when you killed
Although
that
I must
dragon
admit I'm happy for you.
revealed something
Perhaps
in
I could take advantage of you sometime. I mean, if we
they
got into
think you're
trouble, I could
Dragonborn,
use your status to my
you're weak
advantage.
to our- You'd better get up to High Hrothgar immediately. There's no refusing the summons of the Greybeards. May the gods watch over your battles, friend. Did he now? The man is persistent, I'll give him that. I suppose it's time I give him an answer. Proventus, what do you make of all this? If Ulfric were to attack Whiterun,
As in all things, caution. I urge us to wait and see.
I think I need to go to bed
I'm
after
of a
all
mind
this
with you.
walking. Care to join me? Oh, no, I didn't mean, you know, I meant separate. I think I should
challenge
just stop
Ulfric to
talking.
face me as a man, or march his storm cloaks up to the gates.
He'll do no such thing. A dagger in the back is all you could expect.
He was rather straightforward with Torg.
What can I do for you, my friend?
Torrig, he simply walked up to the boy and murdered him.
Let's get back to it.
High King of Skyrim.
I'm not the High King, but neither am I a boy. If Ulfric wants to challenge my rule in the old way, let him. Though I suspect he'll prefer to send his storm cloaks to do it for him.
True. He's already proven his personal strength. Now he seeks to prove his armies.
Then might I urge you to consider General Tullius's request? I mean, if you are bent on offending Jarl Ulfric.
Ulfric is the one who has offended. But Proventus has a point. Ulfric has made it clear. In his mind, to refuse his claim is to side with the Empire.
And what harm is there in letting a few legionnaires die in place of your own men?
It seems cowardly.
Was it cowardly, then, to accept the white gold concordat?
Yes, again. That was different. Was I given a chance to object to the terms of the treaty? No. The Jarls weren't asked. We were told. We had to like it.
The chests of gold didn't hurt.
Damn it! This isn't about gold.
It's time to decide.
Lord, wait. Let us see if Ulfric is serious.
Oh, he's serious. But so am I.
Finally.
So about this axe. You can return this axe to our friend. The esteemed Jarl of Windhelm has my answer. Make sure he gets it. Proventus,
You'd never catch me up this
bring
early
my
when I was
pen
a student.
And the good parchment.
Are we writing a letter, Lord?
Yes, General Tullius. I need to make a few things clear before I accept these legionnaires.
The Jarl has appointed me to be your housecarl. It's an honor to serve you. As my Thane, I'm sworn to your service. I'll guard you and all you own with my life. All right, then.
When they should be encouraging it. A drunken person is a happy person. What's the deal with that house call the Jarl just gave you? She doesn't look much to me. I could outmatch her in terms of combat, looks and just about anything, really. I don't know what you could possibly see in her.
So what do I call you now? Your painter? Your patron? Patron? And watch out for Lydia, though. She sees big. Perhaps we could pick up the pace a little? My boots are starting to slosh.
If I'm not mistaken, I would say you were trying to get me drunk.
Yes? Ah. You're convinced that that's what you are, then? I'd keep an open mind if I were you. It's a mysterious old world, after all. I imagine we'll know more definitely soon enough. Anyway, you asked me what I know. I'm more familiar with the Cyrodiilic legends than the Nordic ones, but I'll tell you what I've read. Though some scholars on Solstheim dispute it, the first definite use of the term Dragonborn is attributed to Saint Alessia, back in the First Era. The story goes that on her deathbed, Alessia made a pact with Akatosh, who infused her with his divine blood and granted her the Amulet of Kings. Akatosh then sealed off the Plains of Oblivion, banishing the Aedra and Daedra from the surface of Nirn forevermore. Or at least for as long as one of Alessia's descendants sat on the throne of Cyrodiil and wore the amulet. From then on, Alessia's descendants were known as Dragonborn. Of course, that line ended with the death of Martin Septim during the Oblivion Crisis. But he turned into a giant dragon and kicked Mehrunes Dagon back into the Deadlands, which seems to have confused things. Anyway, skip ahead a couple of 100 years and here you are, supposedly with that same dragon blood in your veins. The somewhat primitive Nordic myths claim that lets you absorb the soul of a dragon, which we've both seen you do, and channel it into a shout. But as far as I'm aware, no one ever saw any of the Dragonborn Emperors do that. Maybe you're related to them. Maybe the gods just like you. In any case, as I said, I have a feeling we'll find out more soon enough. Bye for now.
Why are you looking at me like that? Oh, you want something? Oh, I feel great. All right then. Did you just call me fat? Well, at least I don't look like a whore. And yes, I did say worker.
Is there something I can do for you? Sure thing. It's yours for a day. I'll show you to your room. Right this way. Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Can I ask you something? So, I have a question for you. What do you prefer on a woman? Boobs, bottom, legs, or face? You mean just like mine? Yeah, well, I guess not everyone can be as blessed as me. Do you know what I love to do when I have a little too much spare gold? I find a beggar and pay them to harass people.
spare a coin? I'm so hungry. Oh, thank you. Divines, bless your kind heart.
A few seconds for this,
It's what Brennan said I should do. He's the only one that's been nice to me since Mama. Since she died. My aunt and uncle took over our farm and threw me out. Said I wasn't good for anything. I wound up here, but I don't know what to do. I miss her so much. Bye.
This is it, men! They say that our cause is right, and that we are nothing more than thieves, thugs, and murderers. But no! We are farmers! We are craftsmen! We are sons and daughters of shopkeepers, maidservants, and soldiers! We are the sons and daughters of Skyrim! And we have come this far because our cause is true! Because we fight as one! And because our hearts are bursting with anger! What we do here today, we do for our country! For all the true Lords of Skyrim! Whiterun's walls are tall, but they are old and crumbling, like the Empire whose legion lines them. They barricades to block us, but we'll tear through them!
So, do you get that weird taste in your mouth before battle?
Our objective is the drawbridge! If we can
I
find a way
wonder
to
how many of us think we'll be the lucky ones and survive this.
Everyone on me! Let's show these Imperial milk drinkers what true Lords look like!
Pleasant weather for a war, no?
You will die with a nice view. Yes, I'm referring to my face and possibly my other womanly assets. Careful! You wouldn't want to hurt my pretty face.
Do you?
This does it! They say actions speak louder than words, so I'll let my weapons do the talking.
Die, rebel!
Do the whole of earn a favor and just die, will you? No!
Are you trying?
You'll pay for that. Do the whole old man a favor and just die, will you?
Not the best.
Ow, ow, ow!
Time to die.
For the Emperor! It's a little late for that, don't you think?
Stay back, Lord.
I'll be damned if I let this rabble take my city without raising my own sword.
I admire your courage, if I wasn't laughing at your stupidity.
Die, damn it! That's enough. I surrender. I surrender. Peace! Everyone stand down. That's an order. Stand down! Fignar Greymane. Wouldn't a dagger in the back have sufficed?
You think this is personal? The Empire has no place in Skyrim. Not anymore. And you have no place in Whiterun anymore. In honor of your service in battle, I am hereby granting you permission to purchase property in Whiterun. Talk to my steward if you're interested. Well, first and foremost, there's repairs to make, wounds to heal. Folks are depending on us getting the city back in working order. Once things settle down, I'll be looking to recruit more guards for the city, then shore up our stores of food and water. The Empire might try and take the city back, or worse, we'll get a visit from a dragon. We've got to be ready for both. Aye, with a certainty. It was Talos that helped us win back the city. I'm as sure of that as the sun rising in the morning. Might even build a new temple and put Heimskr in charge of it. I bet he'd like that. I was done talking anyway.